Thefts at Perth Bullion Company. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, I'm Florian Heise and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. I've got my morning stein of coffee and I thought I would share an article about bullion burs or Perth Bullion Bros, where an employee managed to pilfer $30,000 or more than $30,000 worth of stock, worth of inventory. Now, if you're not familiar with Bullion Bros, before we get into the article, I have discussed this previously. In July of this year, I shared the fact that they were going into liquidation, and that upset a lot of people because they had a good relationship with bullion burs and they'd bought gold and silver off them, and they had no problems. But you can see here there are some negative reviews in their online profile or Google, whatever. And some people had good reviews, others are responding to the fact that it just went under. Then I also did a few liquidation updates just to discuss, well, the news from the liquidator that they were going in there and they were assessing everything and had a bit of trouble with their accounting system, shall we say. And also I looked at just some more updates to parties and how they could get their money stored at Bullion Burs or Perth Bullion Company. They had it in safe deposit boxes. A lot of people will invest their super in these assets, and they didn't have really a record system of keeping it and identifying where it was. And finally, it was how that people could access to it. So the story kind of was pretty good, and I will link to all of these videos in the cards above. But I thought it's valuable just to follow up this piece because it kind of paints a picture of probably the internal environment there. If you could, make it a, how you're going to steal some stuff, you'd hope it would be a controlled environment. Maybe not. Now, guys, if you think sharing this type of information, this news is important, please share my video and my channels on social media. I try and cover a range of things. I was interested in this because I just started looking at learning how to buy gold and the different ways you can do it. I think that I saw a piece on social media recently where someone was offering people a bar of silver or chocolate. They took the chocolate, not the silver. And back then the silver was worth $150 for the bar. Now it's probably a bit more. But it just shows you that people don't understand really what they can do with real money. They're too used to paper money, and myself included. So let's have a look at this piece while I have a shot of coffee. And so if any of you have worked in these environments before, could you share in the comments just the security methods? Is it just all sitting on shelves at the back and you can grab anything? How do you track it? I've got no idea. You'd want, if you're sitting with pieces of silver or gold worth tens of thousands of dollars sometimes, you wouldn't want it to go missing. It's probably one thing why I prefer the idea of silver, because it's so much bigger and worth so less than gold. I don't think I'm worried about losing it or the kids eating a piece of gold worth thousands of dollars. So a former Perth Bullion Company employee has admitted stealing tens of thousands of dollars worth of coins from the now closed Cloverdale precious metals dealer. So she stole the coins, so maybe she just pocketed them in her I don't know. Ladies, if you're watching, how would you go about stealing the coins? Melissa Ann Landridge pleaded guilty in the magistrate's court on Thursday to stealing the gold and silver coins valued at more than $34,000 between January 9 and June 11. So I did my first video about this on July 12th. You can see here, July 12th down yeah, you can. So she was nicking stuff until a month before they went into liquidation. So do you think that may have been a part to it? I mean, if you're losing 34 grand in revenue or in stock in that period, it depends on how much they have in stock and their record keeping. I remember I watched quite an old video, like a 1950s or 40s video on stopping pilferage from your factories. And it was teaching, it was other industrialists talking about putting fences around, because this was back when America still manufactured stuff, and shrinkage, your staff stealing stuff is a big issue. It's a big issue, and we can see it right here. So Langridge also pleaded guilty to 8 counts of gaining a benefit by fraud, with the court told her crimes related to the theft of about $30,000 between March and June. Charges of stealing as a servant and fraud were discontinued before she entered pleas. No other details of her offending were revealed in court. So she's going to jail, I hope. If she's stolen $30,000. What do you think would be the adequate punishment for that? If one of your staff went off with that much. It is unclear what role Langridge held in the company before it was placed into liquidation in July over a $2 million debt to the Australian Taxation Office. The business billed itself as specialising in sales of Australian and international bullion coins and bars, and offered Australia's largest range of bullion products. Liquidators had to tell hundreds of people who deposited gold bars and coins in safety deposit boxes that they had uncovered a chaotic accounting system. And that's where this article, I think, is important, because it just sheds light on the fact that one of your team members could do walkabouts with that much in silver and gold. 30 grand. But then again, could just be a few tiny pieces that, plop into your pocket here and there. RSM liquidator Neil Cribb at the time sent a note to creditors warning the company's records appear not to have been properly maintained. Mr. Cribb also warned people to disregard emails from info@Perth Bullion that directed the payments of monies to a bank account not held in the name of the company and not currently under my control. Yes, so that was interesting. What went on there? This whole thing has just been a complete mess. A pre-sentence and psychological report will be prepared before Langridge is sentenced on November 7. So there you go, guys. I wonder what this psychological report will say. And what do you think she spent the money on? What do you think? I mean, she looks like a case of the gold digger. Yeah, exactly. She looks like, she is a thief, isn't she? She is a thief. So before I finish up, let's have a look at the current price of gold and silver at the moment. So we'll jump at commodities. Gold is at $1,508.01 an ounce. So it's not that many ounces she would have to have necked. And this is in US dollars. Well, it went up to 15.20 earlier today. So it jumped right up. So that'll be interesting to watch. Silver is at $17.54 at the moment. You can see here it went from a good high point, it went back down, and now it's slowly climbing up. And I'll be discussing, more of this data in a follow-up video or additional video. So guys, what do you think? Do you think she should be let off? Do you think she's been, unfairly treated? What are your experiences with Perth Bullion? Did you have good experiences? What coins did you buy? Let us know in the comments. So thank you all very much for joining me for this episode. If you like the type of content I produce, I have a subscribe star and a Patreon down below where you can support the channel. I also have a PayPal or even direct deposit on my bank account. So thank you all very much, because a lot of people have been donating, and it's really quite humbling that you appreciate the work that I'm doing. Thank you very much. And I actually should let you know, I've pre-recorded a few videos, because this weekend we are heading off to, we're going west, past Kingaroy, and we're going camping. We're going camping with the kids for a family trip. So, I might do a few videos, just kind of vlog style stuff when I'm going out there, particularly to look at, how the lack of rain is affecting the area. We're not going to really drive down Gatton. I think that's all restored then since the flood years past. But it's going to be interesting to see just how it's all going. And I know the dam we're going to is at 37% capacity. So guys, you may get a few shorter videos over the next few days, but Camping's fun. Like, share, and subscribe, and take care, everyone. Bye for now.